So a few months ago, Kawasaki reached out to me via email and they said, hey Carson, love the content. We see you have a Kawasaki KX450F dirt bike. We love the video you made on that. We have recently just released a Kawasaki Ridge UTV, brand new to the lineup. Would you like to demo it for a while on your farm? And this was like 2 weeks after I had decided that I was gonna farm my own. And it was a pretty easy decision to make, to say, of course, I would absolutely love the opportunity to work with Kawasaki. Kawasaki makes some fantastic stuff, and frankly, I need a UTV. So what a more perfect opportunity. I am on my way to Jackson Cycle in Jackson, Minnesota right now to pick up my brand new Kawasaki Ridge. I don't know what submodel I got. I have no idea what options it has. I don't even know what color this thing is. But I am super excited, especially because some of the YouTube videos that I've seen from independent off-road reviewers give this Kawasaki Ridge some pretty high remarks. So I am super excited for this opportunity. Pulling up. Is that it? I have no idea. No, that is not it. Must be inside somewhere. So I'm here with Jason and Larry at Jackson Cycle. They gave me the owner's manual, the spare key, and I asked what color it was, and they said it was gold, which was the color I was hoping for. And he's gonna pull it out of the shed right now. Yeah, that is sweet. Okay, we got this thing loaded up, got it strapped down. Very nice strapping points. A nice bar right here in the front, and then this really nice bar right here in the back. Way nicer than the Gators we've had in the past. This is the coolest thing ever.
It's pretty nice. Yeah.
Heated, air conditioned, speaker system, GPS, 1,000-pound box on it with, I think it has electric lift on it.
Okay.
I know very little else about it, but it has a backup camera.
Well, thank you. I guess I don't need anything for Christmas now.
I was just gonna say you're welcome because I don't have to use your Gator now.
That would be nice for tiling though when it's cold out.
Yeah. Yep.
Except they probably want it turned it back in perfect condition.
Well, so I talked to Kawasaki. They said they want us to use it. Okay. They said if it has a couple minor little scratches on it or whatever from use, that's fine. Just don't abuse the crap out of it.
Okay. Your grandpa could use it?
No.
And I'm getting there, so I'm finding a lot of them, boy, I haven't done that 20 years type of things happening to me, but
no, I gotta get off the trailer, you gotta get in this thing.
Pretty.
I got a sound system. This is a GPS. So this is actually a Garmin GPS system.
Okay.
So if you're out doing some rugged terrain, it actually shows the name of our town.
Yeah, that's not a town.
That is pretty cool.
It's incorrect because this really isn't a town.
No, it's technically not a town. It also says vehicle not allowed. I have no idea how fast this thing goes. But yeah, we got heat. Yeah, you should probably buckle up. We got heat, air conditioning, electric windows. Oh yeah, there's a clip on it. You gotta take that clip off. I should probably wait till you get buckled up before I...
You gotta take this out west rather than your
snowmobile
RMK this year. What happened if you lose control of this thing at 60 mile an hour?
I don't know.
How many flips do you do? I see it's got a winch, so if we get tough going with the tile plow, you just kind of put this in park and then we'll winch it ahead. always gotta laugh how they... One thing always comes out to fill a need, and then it turns into... These are basically now pickups.
Yeah. This is, honestly, I think this is, the cab is nicer than my pickup. Like,
Oh, it is, yeah.
It actually is. 100%.
The guy's like, I just need something to throw a few bales in and go out to do whatever, and 15 years later, you got a pickup. That's what you had to begin with.
So here's the thing though. A good friend of mine went out to Wyoming this summer, and they brought out their Gator to go on trails. The Gator, much like ours. And he said, never again am I bringing my Gator out there. He said you need something like this in order to... Suspension and, you know, just better gear selection, a little more power.
Well, the Gators are incredibly expensive for what they are.
Yeah.
If you park the pickup, just drive us home. Get more room in your garage.
I would. So when I went to pick this up, I didn't know what model, what submodel I had. I had no idea what options. When I was looking at pictures online, I'm like, man, I really want the gold one. And it's gold.
They read your mind.
I think this is the best color in this thing by far.
Well, I'm just glad you got 4 speakers rather than 2.
They're like a foot and a half away from your face.
You've got an 8-inch speaker 8 inches from your ears, so even I can hear these speakers.
Has a lot more get up and go than Gators do, that's for sure.
No sunroof?
No.
God darn it.
I've never driven a side-by-side that has that much go before. I'm gonna give you guys a quick overview of the new Kawasaki Ridge. This is not a review. I have 10 miles on this thing. That is not enough miles for me to give my opinion. I haven't really put it through the paces of a farmer's work yet, but I wanna give you guys just overall look at it, some really cool features about it, and why I'm excited to be driving this thing here for 2024 and part of 2025. So first off, just the overall aesthetic of the Ridge. I think they absolutely nailed this design. I mean, not only does it look mean and sporty, like you can go tear up some trails with it, but it also looks like it's ready to be put to work. I think they absolutely found that perfect balance of utility and sport, and this gold color just looks absolutely incredible. I didn't know what color this was until I picked it up, but I had seen all the color options online, and I really, really wanted the gold, and I'm glad that I got it because that looks absolutely gorgeous. I think they did a really good job with these rims and tires as well. I like the black with the chrome accents on it. It's kind of one of those rims that'll look good no matter what color your utility vehicle is itself. And if you get the XR version of the Kawasaki Ridge, you actually get larger wheels and tires as well. This is not the XR version, this is just the limited version. So I got the smaller stuff, but to be honest, for what I do, I don't really need the bigger tires anyways, so not a big deal for me. So the cargo bed in the Kawasaki Ridge is rated for 1,000 pounds. It is a very nice looking box. It's maybe not quite as large of a surface area as our Gators are, but the bed is definitely deeper, which when hauling things like rocks will help out more than having a larger surface area. Now the bed tilt is not electric, but it has this little handle right here, and you lift it up. It does seem to go up very, very easily. Very little resistance. It's just a nice little, goes up on its own. I don't know what that's gonna act like once you get 1,000 pounds in it. That's something I'm gonna have to test out and see. I do wish I had electric lift, but to be honest, if this works fairly easily with the weight inside of it, I'm actually perfectly okay with it not having an electric lift because it's just one less thing to go wrong. Well, I got the cargo bed up. Might as well take a look underneath at the brand new 999cc inline 4 that Kawasaki's put in the Ridge models. Produces 92 horsepower in the Kawasaki Ridge model. If you get the XR model, it produces a little bit more. It's above 100, like 112 or something like that. Not 100% sure. Here you got the CVT transmission, which was very much expected for a side-by-side. And it's a high revving motor. It goes up to like 8,000 RPMs and it sounds really good. Walk around to the back here. We got a steel bumper, tow hitch, pretty standard stuff back here. The tailgate does have a lot of mounting options on it. Would have loved to seen some mounting options on the side here for some different things, but can make do. It does also have a backup camera, and if you walk around to the front, this is also a steel front guard with the winch, and we have a front-facing camera right here. The front and rear suspension is over a foot of travel, 12.7 inches of travel on all four corners, and I haven't gone in really rough terrain yet, but even just from the road to here, going perpendicular across the roads, it did ride very, very smooth. Four-wheel drive with a locking rear differential. If you get the XR model, you also get a locking front differential. Now hopping into the interior of the Ridge. This was where, when I first saw this thing, when I hopped inside, I was kind of taken away. I hadn't realized how fancy some of these things have gotten. This is absolutely incredible. So right in front of the steering wheel right here, you got this beautiful display. Shows your miles per hour, your RPM, temperature gauge, what gear you're in, what drive mode you're in, what power mode you're in, whether you're in sport or work mode. Is there a normal mode? There is a normal mode. Your miles, water temperature, time, and then over here there's buttons on the side where you can go into different settings. Here's where you can actually access both those cameras. So there is the front camera, I believe, and now if I hit the down button, it'll go to the rear camera. So they're not on automatically, so if you put it in reverse, the rear camera doesn't automatically turn on, which I am actually okay with. But if you are hooking up to a trailer or you're backing up to something, let's say you have a pile of rocks in the back of your Ridge here and you're going to dump it, but you can't see where the edge of the rock pile is, bam. Down below the steering wheel on the left-hand side, this is where you control your headlights and the in and out of the winch. Get yourself a nice cup holder here, and the steering wheel is adjustable. Very nice. Now, the winch actually does come with a controller for outside, so if you need to be outside the cab and controlling the winch, it comes with a handy-dandy remote for that in the glove box. And then over here, this is where it gets really cool. So this is actually a full-blown Garmin GPS unit. Right now, I just have it set to monitor everything that is on here. So it's basically, you know, fuel level, temperature, elevation, speed, RPM, everything there. But if you go here, you can actually get your full GPS. So it'll show you where you are. This would be super, super handy for if you're hunting, going on trail systems, or if you're just in an area that you're not quite so familiar with. For me, I know where all my fields are. I'm probably hardly ever going to use a GPS unit, but if you need it, it's there. This is also where you can control your phone. So here's where I can control the music that's playing over these speakers that are about a foot in front of my face. There's two of them on either side, and then if you option them in, you can actually get them up here behind your head as well. Haven't played with that too much. Actually, I'm kind of curious now. That is so loud. There we go. Sounds pretty good though. And there's also a Garmin app you can get for your phone where you can control everything between the two. I haven't taken the time to download it yet and actually go through it, but it's there. I'm sure that some of you big hunting guys or trail guys know all about the Garmin app and everything that it can do. But it's just cool to see that all integrated right into it. I know as a big snowmobiler myself, some of the new snowmobiles have the GPS unit right on the display. I was too cheap, I did not buy it, but I wish I would have. That would be super nice, especially when you're out in the mountains, being able to see exactly where you've been, where you're going. Certain scenarios, be very handy. Otherwise, you got your two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, and lock over here. Your gear shifter, neutral, reverse, low and high. Here's your parking brake. Pull it out, engage the parking brake, pull it out a little bit more, push it back in. That's disengaged. Got some power outlets. Here's one. I think there was one in here. If I remember right, there was one potentially Was it below the seats? I don't remember. There's a few of them around here. And lastly, but my absolute favorite thing is the HVAC. The HVAC controls are very simple, but they are effective. They work really good. I had the heat turned on here for like 2 minutes. I started getting, my dad was too hot. He had to get out of here. But very simple. You're able to control whether it's on your face, feet, just your feet defroster. You got 4 different fan settings, air conditioning. You can choose whether you're bringing in fresh air or you want to recirculate the air that's already in the cab. And then you got simple hot to cold adjustment. There have been so many times where it's been winter and I'm trying to drive our cabless Gators down the road and it's cold and it's miserable. Not with this. Up top here, you got a nice rear view mirror. I mean, it's actually beautiful. It's like curved just right. You can see back out through the entire rear window. Sunglasses, folding holder up here. Your passenger does have a grab handle up top and over here in the corner. And of course, to top everything off, we have electric windows. So the driver's side can control both windows, the left and the right. The passenger can just control the passenger window. They do go up a little bit slow, but they do go up. So you can option this. You can either get a bucket seats that are adjustable or you can get the bench seat like this. In the bench seat model, at least, if you lift this up, right underneath here is where your air box is. So if you ever want to clean out your air filter or replace that, that is right underneath there. And lift up the seat also gives you more room here on the passenger side if you have something bigger that you want to put on the floor. I don't think this folds down. Nope, this one folds down though. Gives you a couple extra cup holders. Ah, I found the other power outlet. Up here on the top, you have a dual USB port if you want to charge your phone or surveying devices or whatever you're using there. Now, one of the main things I'm gonna be using this for, especially right away here, is surveying. I gotta get my GPS equipment on this. I gotta make some borders, do some tile surveying. And the one thing that Kawasaki kind of overlooked is they did not put any mounting for any surveying or GPS equipment really anywhere. A lot of UTVs will actually have spots for RAM mounts in the cab. Lots of times you can like mount it up here and then you mount monitors. This has nowhere to mount a monitor inside the cab, so I'll have to find a good strong suction cup mount to put it on the window. And there's just nowhere to mount anything up front. You know, there's really no crossbar going across here you can put hose clamps on or anything. And on the roof does not have any mounting spots for anything either. So I'm probably end up using just some double-sided tape and mounting my GPS receiver unit on the roof. But overall, this is a fantastic looking unit. I am super excited for it. I think it'll work good for farmers and people that like to go on trails or on adventures, hunters, you name it. And I'm just really excited to be able to put this thing through the paces. And one of my favorite things about it is the fact that when you're not using it for utility, you're not using it for work, it's pretty fun to drive. You can see I've already kind of been playing in the mud a little bit. Enough talking about it. Let's go have some fun. Safety first, kids. Turn the air conditioning on after that one. Wow. Screw my pickup. I might just drive this from now on. This is way more fun. Oh, I'm super excited to be working with Kawasaki on this thing. I'm super excited to put it through its paces, and you guys should make sure to get subscribed and hit that like button because you're going to be seeing a lot of this thing here coming up.